Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our continued playthrough of Victoriana, where we're playing a two-player game in this cooperative game where we are in a mythical Victorian England, and we're playing two characters. We're playing Sherlock Holmes and also Emma Blakeney, the Scarlet Pimpernel, or the second version of that apparently, granddaughter of, or something along those lines. One of the viewers told me the story. It's really cool. It's on the first episode. You can check it out in the responses there to the post. So check that out because it's cool. All right, now we are going to get started with our second round. We did one round in the last video. We're going to get started with the second round right now. We're just going to start with our player actions. Now remember, in this game, you always take two actions and then time marches on. Then you take two actions and time marches on. And in time marching on, we have leads that grow cold and bad things that happen, and we have to prevent that and keep that from going on. So we're definitely going to. But right now we're going to get started with Sherlock Holmes. Now, he has a cool ability. It's called Newspaper Archives. At the beginning of your turn, you may reveal one lead in play. Well, we have 4 leads in play. They are right here. Now, the one that's going to be able to reach them the quickest is going to be the Scarlet Pimpernel. We'll call her Emma. It's going to require, let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. She can actually make it to 2 different ones. No, she can make it to 3. So what Sherlock Holmes is going to do is we're going to take a look. Now remember, it is facing this way, so we have to remember that. We're going to take a look at this one. What do we got here? Oh, this is awesome. We're going to go get this. Trilby O'Farrell. This is what they call a not a perk card, but something like that. There's advantages and disadvantages. This is an advantage card. This is very good. Place this card in front of you. Discard this card to prevent one agent from pursuing you this turn. Or you can discard it to gain 2 political things. It says, lovely female shapes are terrible complicators of the difficulties and dangers of this earthly life, especially for their owners, George Demure. I have a hard time reading that text. It's really teeny for me, guys. Sorry. But anyway, that is going right there. And it is in this position, but we're going to get it this turn, so we're okay. So that was his ability. He used that. He also has his Master of Disguise ability, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We are, however, going to start moving. And I believe that because he doesn't have any occult at all, could get more science. I do think we're going to move to someplace where we can actually do something. Let's see, what direction? I think I want to head northward. This is Sherlock Holmes here. There's really nothing to do here except for turn this over. We go here, here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. We go there. That would give us, yeah, that's just an exchange thing at the British Museum. Or we can go 1, 2, 3. We can go here to the Somerset House. Turn in 2 political for a whatchamacallit. Let's see, what do we call things? A deduction. We might do that because then we can go on to continue looking for our clues. What else can we do? Let's see, we can go down here, 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure what the ability on the House of Parliament is, but it says something about a, let's take a look. We're going to have to look that one up. The House of Parliament's ability, it's very unclear to me, but I'll show it to you. It's also very small. Let's see. House of Parliament. There we go. The House of Parliament. Generate a political lead. It enters play at midnight. Oh, it generates. Oh, okay. So the House of Parliament generates a political lead at midnight. That's interesting. I guess we can go pick it up. How do you remember that? God, that is crazy. Sorry, that was the House of Parliament. Yeah, I don't know the value of that. Anyway, I don't think I can remember that. I don't know if I'm reading that right even. It says it generates it at midnight, which would be another few rounds. Let's see. I'm just going to read it again. The House of Parliament. Generate a political lead. Oh, lead. It enters play at midnight. Okay, so at midnight, if we're there, I guess we can generate one, and it starts at midnight. So that's a place we could generate an extra lead, a political lead. I got it. Okay, got it. Not a resource, it's a lead. Where else can we go from there? We could go to the Crystal Palace. Doesn't do anything for us. We can go to Baker Street and get some more firearms ability, or the Speakeasy Corner, and pick these up. Some more political. Let's see. I think. What do we have? We have 1, 2, 3 political, 2 science, and a bunch of underworld resources. So let's do this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to the Somerset house. And we're going to use the special ability. As you can see, you can perform one of these two things. We can investigate a lead. There's no lead there, or because I'm heading toward that lead number 2. Or we can use a local ability. You must end your movement on that local ability. That's why I want to make sure we did our full movement first, because we're going to use that ability, and we're going to spend 2 political resources to make a deduction. Now, how do we make that deduction? We just simply take this card and we go, oh, this is a blue deduction. Devolution. It says, when discarded, reduce the most advanced plot track by 1. Well, I don't know. I guess we're discarding that. The most advanced plot track. Yes, so this kind of sucks. We're going to go up 1. Here's what's going to happen. Let me show you. Okay, we're going to go to our plot tracks. Okay, so we're going to devolve 1. That's this one. It goes back down. But this one will go up as a result of us discarding that card. It was a science plot. So we went up in Science 1. That's not bad. It's not the worst thing that could happen. That's really not cool. I would have liked to have both of them gone up. That was the point. But it didn't work out that way. And now to end his turn, we get to see what's under here. Of course, it is blank. So we have not found the location of this nefarious plot yet. And now we're going to go over to Emma's turn, the Scarlet Pimpernel, and see what she's going to do. But we already kind of know she's going to head for a clue, a lead, rather. So she is here. She's going to go 1. Oops. Oh, man. I'm so sorry. Well, now we know. 2, 3. She's moving up to there. These little tokens, they flip too easily. Anyway, I'm going to make a point of getting there because I don't want to cheat. Maybe I'll flop it out. There's no... it wouldn't matter. Okay. Anyway, we're going to go to this one. We know what it is. So she's going to investigate that lead there. That means that she has acquired Trilby O'Farrell. And now we know we can discard this card to prevent an agent from pursuing us or to gain 2 political resources. So that's just going to go next to her deck there. Now we're going to have to regenerate a new lead, and we're going to take a look at what she didn't have to do anything for that lead. It's just automatic. So what are we going to look at when we're generating the lead? Now, first off, because once we spent one, we get to generate a new one, and it says not concluding around yet, but generating a new lead. Create a new lead. 1 card from the lead deck that matches the type of lead you just investigated. Well, we didn't investigate a lead type, so that doesn't happen. 1 card from each lead deck matching a type shown on the locale. Well, that does happen. We have science, so we're going to get 1 science card right here. Let's put it right there, right here for the moment. And then it says it's for all the resources. 1 card from a lead deck of the investigator's choice that matches one of the resources spent. So we didn't spend any lead sources on that. So we're only going to have this 1 card. And it says you could end up with 1 to 3 cards, multiple cards. Shuffle the lead pile and select one of the unseen at random. Well, we know what it's going to be. This is kind of good for us because we know it's going to be science-based. So let's take this right here, and we're going to do a roll and find out where it is. So we're going to roll these dice. It's going to be a green 9, and it is going to be, ooh, this is not good. It is going to be facing downward to 6 o'clock. That's what the die roll tells us. So, but we got to place it on green 9. So where is number 3 going to move to? All right, let's check it out. Not too far away. It's just going right down here to that spot right there. And we got to go after that because it's going to, it's got 2 turns before it is kaput. So that's not great. Now, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to flip this one over. And it is, of course, blank. Okay, most of them are going to be blank because there's only 1 out of 30 that's not. And we've investigated a bunch. So now that is at Isambard Brunel's workshop. You can spend 2 science, again, the same thing, except for science, to deal with that clue. Now, we're going to probably, now what the Scarlet Pimpernel is going to do is she's probably going to work her way over here to get these. We've got to get to this one quickly. So, I mean, as a primary objective of ours is to make sure we don't let these leads devolve because that is bad. When they go cold on us, it causes lots of problems for us. But at the same time, we need some stuff to get rid of Rasputin, who's the agent that's currently hiding the identity of the mastermind, and we also got to discard more plots. Okay, that is the end of both turns. Now, I got to look at her special abilities. I haven't really paid attention to them. Oh, you're immune to the effects of henchmen, right? So that'd be Rasputin, for example, which I got to make sure we track. It says when defeated, shuffle Rasputin. So I want her to defeat him. That is for sure, because he has a defeated effect, and we want to probably not have it happen, right? What does it say again? It says, if revealed when earning deductions, he counts against the number earned, then reshuffle. So we don't want him to shuffle into our plot deck there. That is bad news. Okay, end of story for that. That is also the end of the round. So when we conclude a round, we follow these steps. First thing we do is advance the time token, which is this lovely token right here. It advances down to 6 o'clock. And then we are going to, it says if the time token reaches 12 o'clock, it didn't. Reveal next, we didn't do that. Rotate all active leads. Yeah, this is bad news, baby. Okay, so we already know that this one going to 6 o'clock. This one going to 6 o'clock. This one is going to 6 o'clock as well. And then our 3 here is going to 9 o'clock. We've got one more round to solve that problem and get that done. Okay. Discard any cold leads. We don't have any. That's good. We would have taken some bad stuff. Agents Pursue. Nothing happens there. And we pass the round marker, but we're in a 2-player game, so we don't. So that actually ends that round. We're going to go back around and do another game turn in this one. Just going to double check the rounds, make sure we didn't do anything wrong. We did not. Okay, we are good. That is a round completed. Let's go back to the board and take Sherlock Holmes' turn. So Sherlock is at the Summercrest house, but he is going to start by using his special ability of, at the beginning of your turn, you may reveal 1 lead in play. He's going to reveal the number 2 lead. Scarlet Pimpernel has a ton of resources, so I'm not worried about her being able to complete anything, really. I am worried about our guy, Sherlock. Let's see what we get here. The Hermetic Order. This is actually one of the other ones. This is a bad one. Place a card in front of you. Your deductions do not advance plot tracks. You cannot use abilities. Discard this card at the if you end your turn on the Freemasons Hall or the Metropolitan Tabernacle, and spend 1 occult and 1 underworld. Okay, this is bad. So we just we don't inherit this guy. That one's right there. Maybe we can let that one. I don't want it to go cold though. I don't want it to go cold. But do we go there and take it? So we don't have any occult at all. We would need to get some occult in our hands for sure. Where can we do that? Well, we can do that at Scotland Yard, but we're not anywhere close to Scotland Yard. I think we're going to bypass number 2 right now. Let's go take a look. I don't know if strategically it's a good idea to let that die. It probably is, even though there's some negative effects to letting it go cold, which we'll have to deal with. But I think I'd rather deal with that than have to deal with it, because we'd have to go back to some of the places, the Freemasons Hall, which is pretty far away. I don't think we're going to do that. My plan was to go after that lead, but I think we're going to leave it alone for now. I think what we might do is literally we could go to Scotland Yard and pick up some additional resources. We could go 1, 2, 3, go there. We have 3 of those left. Might as well get them early, right? But then we're not really accomplishing anything. I could go to Crowley's Sanctum and get two occult resources. That might, oh, you know, number 4 is way over here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go, 1, 2, 3 to Scotland Yard. We're heading over here to the underground fighting pit, because that one's going to go 2 in a couple of turns. We can get there, let me see, 1, 2, 3. We could get there next turn if we push ourselves. I should have looked at that one. Nah, okay, we're good. We're okay. We're okay. We know that that one has a cult with it. So here's what we're going to do. We are at Scotland Yard. We are going to burn one of these tokens, the Scotland Yard tokens. What that means is we're going to get 2 resources of our choice. I think we're going to take, actually for those 2 resources of our choice, we're going to take 2 occult resources, because we know we're going to need them, or we're likely to need them. And then we're going to get 2 random resources from the bag, and there aren't that many resources in here. So let's see what we get. We get 1 of political. Okay, we'll take it, and 1 more. And you realize 4 resources. That is a good location right there. That's why there's limited uses of it. And 1 underworld. So Sherlock Holmes has quite a bit of stuff going on there with that. But that concludes his turn. He actually didn't get to really explore anything unusual there. but he does have a lot of resources to get over here and deal with this if we can get there in time. I think next turn we will probably push ourselves using this, the movement ability. This movement ability to suffer 2, whatever those are called, 2 trauma. We might have to do it, and trauma's bad, but there's ways to heal it, so we'll have to solve that. Okay, let's continue on. We're going to go to the Scarlet Pimpernel. Emma, she is here. We know what she's doing. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. Like I said, I'm not worried about her being able to deal with anything. So she's at the Metropolitan Tabernacle, where she is going to try and take on, pick up a new lead. Okay, let's see what she's got. Now, she just has to solve this, so we're going to... Oh, there's a biggie. It's also more evidence that we... this one is not good to go against Rasputin, so we'll probably take it for deductions. So let's see what we can do. We can send an envoy on their behalf, urgent missives from the RGS, which requires a science and a political to gain 1. We're not going to... That's so... Oh, gosh. Well, we have a bunch of what we call wild tokens. Also, we do have her ability to rewind things. But anyway, we can do 2 science, and we can investigate the cause of their distress. We can use 2 science and a occult to get 2 deductions. Or we can do quarantine the RGS. 3 science to get 2 deductions, and place 2 science on the Royal Geographical Society once per turn when passing through the locale at the investigation. You may collect that. That's pretty good, but that would require a lot of tokens from us. I think, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wilds. It would take 3 wilds to do this one, or 2 in this occult to do this one. I think we're going to do that. We're going to spend 2, let me get down here and look. We're going to do this one. We're going to spend 2 as science, and 1 as occult, and that's going to give us 2 deductions. So those are gone. Now, we could take it as evidence, but we're not going to. We're going to do it as a deduction. So that is going to get discarded, unfortunately. But we get to uncover a couple of plots. So let's see what we get here. Widespread rebellion. Okay, it's a political plot, or a second great fire. Do any of these have special abilities? They do not. So these are going to get discarded. We've got a underworld and a political. Okay, so those are gone, though we know that those plots are not happening, but that's going to matter when we repopulate what we just did. So that was good. That was helpful for us. Now we're going to, of course, go back to generating a new lead. So let's take a look at that. It says, take 1 card from the type of the lead investigated. It was a science lead, so we're going to get a science, right? We know that. And then it says 1 card from each of the decks matching the type shown at the locale. That is going to be, so we're going to have 2 there, because there's 2 different kinds. There's occult, so I just drew this one from the occult pile, and a political, so there's also a political. Let's just say 1 or both. 1 card from each lead deck matching a type shown on the locale, at the locale where the lead was just up to 2 cards. So we did that right. Okay. 1 card from the lead deck of the investigator's choice that matches one of the resources. Well, let's go crazy and call that... we're not good at occult. I'm not going to do that one. So we got rid of science and occult. So we're going to make sure we're going to load this towards science. There's science, another science one in there. We're going to shuffle these up. And then we're going to roll some dice and see where the new lead has gone. Okay, so let's pick... we'll pick this one. There we go. Now we know that it's likely to be science, but not necessarily. Yeah, I'm making a big discard pile for those. And then we're going to do this. Get the roll and see where the number 3 is going to be. It's going to be at 9 red, and it is going to be at 6 o'clock as well. So that's not great. I probably should shake those up more when I'm rolling them. So 9 red. Number 3 is way down here. This is good. This is good because we're sending Sherlock Holmes that direction to solve some problems for us. That is a good thing. Okay, all of our stuff is on 6 o'clock, so we got to bust butt and get them done. We know that I think we're going to let number 2 go by the wayside for us, right? Now, that's not all she gets to do. We're not quite done there yet. To flip this over, it is, of course, not the plot area, so that is gone. And that is the end of the Scarlet Pimpernel's turn and the end of our playthrough tonight. So, well, let's just do the end of the round, and then we'll start the next round next turn. So, concluding round, we're going to advance the time token. Time is marching on for us, isn't it? And that's not a good thing. Okay, if the time token has reached 12 o'clock, it hasn't, rotate all the active leads. Well, this is getting rough for us. So all these leads are going this direction. We're almost about to turn them to midnight. That's not good. So we're definitely not going to get all of them. We know we're going to leave 2 alone. Maybe we can get the other 3 in our turn. Well, we're not. We're going to miss 2 of them, I think. We can only pick up 2 in a turn. And I think, well, I can get Sherlock Holmes to number 3. She can get to number 1. And then the other 2 are going to go. So we're going to actually have some problems next turn. And, well, except I can use the Scarlet Pimpernel's special ability to turn back 1 next turn. So she has the ability to turn the time back. Says you may rewind a lead 1/2 turn. That's pretty good. That's a half turn. So that's, okay, that's better. All right, then it says discard cold leads. We don't have any. If we did, we'd take some trauma. And then it says agents pursue. We don't have any agents on the board yet. And then passing the round. We're not passing the round because it's only a 2-player game. Oh, something I forgot to do. When we did that widespread, we took those 2 cards, the Widespread Rebellion and the Second Great Fire that we found out are not plots. We get to advance one of the tracks. And I do believe, since we're so well vested in this, and we might go on with these. I think we're going to go on with this. You can't do science. It's going to be political or... All right, we'll do Underworld, since we have a lot invested in Underworld. No, maybe not. Maybe not. You know what? I think we're going to do science, because I can't do science. We're going to do political. There. So political, and the tracks for political and science are up 1. There we go. Glad I caught that. That means I think I'm error-free this episode in the end. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You can see we're narrowing down the plots. We are uncovering evidence. We're trying to get to the point where we can defeat Rasputin. We're not having very good luck with that. And we have to get him and the 2 beneath him to win. Now, we haven't even gone through a full turn cycle where we've lost a clock. There's 21 total turns in the game. We're just 3 turns in. So we're still in good shape. We're fine at this moment. I don't know if it's going to stay that way, but it looks good now. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, as always. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. Make sure you tell people about the channel. I could use the support. I'm trying to get just get the viewership up so I don't have to run any campaigns for money. I just get it off ads. I don't get very much, but I'm trying to get a 4K camera up and running. And I got BGG Con coming in November, which I will bring you footage from as I get there and show you the showroom and the games and all the stuff that's happening there. So guys, thanks again. I appreciate it. Take care. And by the way, Cat Weasel, my buddy Cat Weasel, he's going to be doing Lobotomy. He just wrapped up his Touch of Evil campaign. He's doing Lobotomy next, which is awesome. And there was something, Paul Darcy was doing something cool. I forgot. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was really cool. So check out that. And guys, thanks. Take care. Bye.